Welcome back to Little Bear and Dad. This is Mission 35, building your personal statement, finding your North Star when everything else changes. Here's the reality. Most people drift through life without a clear mission. They react to whatever comes up instead of proactively moving toward something meaningful. And when life throws curveballs, job loss, family crisis, health scare, or just the daily grind wearing you down, they have no compass to guide their decisions. In the military, every unit has a clear mission. You know why you're there, what success looks like, and how your role fits the bigger picture. But civilian life? Most people never create that clarity for themselves. They set goals, lose weight, make more money, spend time with family. But goals without a mission are just wishes with deadlines. Today we're building something different. Not a fluffy inspirational poster, but a practical tool that actually guides your decisions when everything else is chaos. Whether you're transitioning from service, changing careers, becoming a parent, or just feeling lost about your next chapter, this episode will help you find your true north. Cover why most mission statements fail, how to build one that works, and practical tools for living by it when life gets complicated. Because you know your mission, every decision becomes clearer. So, let's look at the mental reboot, the psychology of purpose and direction. Let's start with what science tells us about purpose and direction. Research from the University of Michigan shows that people with a clear sense of purpose live longer, have better mental health, and make decisions faster. They're also more resilient during setbacks because they have a framework for understanding why challenges matter. But here's where most people get it wrong. They confuse goals with mission. Goals are what you want to achieve. Mission is why you exist. Goals change as you accomplish them or circumstances shift. Mission endures through every season of life. Think about military mission statements. They don't say capture Hill 394 or complete deployment by December. They say things like provide security and stability or protect and serve. The tactics change, but the mission remains constant. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, spent his life studying purpose. He found that people can endure almost any hardship if they have a clear why. But without the why, even small challenges feel overwhelming. So take a deep breath and ask yourself, if someone followed you around for a week and watched how you spend your time, energy, and attention, what would they say your mission is? Not what you think it should be. What would your actual behavior suggest? Now ask, is that the mission you want to be living? If not, what would you want it to be? The gap between those two answers is where we're going to work today, because awareness is the first step toward alignment. Here's what we know about effective personal mission statements. They're specific enough to guide decisions, but flexible enough to apply in different contexts. They focus on contribution, not just achievement. They reflect your core values, not society's expectations. They inspire action, not just good feelings. Most mission statements fail because they're either too vague, be a good person, or too specific, become a millionaire by 40. The sweet spot is a statement that captures your fundamental reason for being while leaving room for how that expresses itself to evolve. So let's look at some real questions about finding purpose and direction. Question 1, I'm transitioning out of the military and felt completely lost. How do I find my mission without a uniform? Your mission didn't end when you took off the uniform. It evolved. Start by identifying what you loved most about military service. Was it protecting others, leading teams, solving complex problems? That core drive is still there. You just need to find new ways to express it. Many veterans find their civilian mission by asking, how can I serve in this new environment? I'm a parent now and feel like I've lost my individual identity. Is my mission just be a good parent? Parenting is part of your mission, not your entire mission. The best parents model what it looks like to live with purpose. Your kids need to see you as a whole person with your own mission, not just as their caretaker. Try this. I am someone who, your core mission, and one of the ways I do that is by raising children who, your values for them. My spouse and I have different ideas about what our family mission should be. How do we align? Start with the individual missions first, then find the overlap. You don't have to identical missions. You don't have to have identical missions, but they should complement each other. Many strong couples have personal missions that support a shared family vision. Discuss what you both want your family to be known for. Then work backwards to how your individual missions contribute to that. I know what I care about, but I don't know how to turn that into a mission statement that actually helps with decisions. Good mission statements answer 3 questions. What do I stand for? Who do I serve? How do I make a difference? If you care about education, your mission might be, I develop potential in others through learning and growth. Then when you face decisions, ask, does this help me develop potential in others? What if I choose the wrong mission? What if I change my mind later? Mission statements aren't tattoos. They can evolve. The goal isn't perfection. It's clarity for this season of your life. Most people find their mission gets clearer and more refined over time. Not completely different. Start with your best understanding now and adjust as you learn and grow. I feel selfish focusing on my own mission when my family needs so much from me. This is backwards thinking. When you're clear on your mission, you serve others more effectively because you're operating from strength and not depletion. A person with no mission burns out and becomes a burden. A person with a clear mission becomes a resource others can count on. How do I live my mission when my job doesn't align with it? Your job is how you fund your mission, not necessarily how you fulfill it. But look for ways to express your mission with your work. Mentoring colleagues, improving processes, serving customers with excellence. Many people find that living their mission at work makes them more valuable employees and opens doors to better opportunities. So I encourage you to DM your mission building questions for future episodes. So, on to this day in military history. On August 1st, 1944, the Polish Home Army launched the Warsaw Uprising against Nazi occupation. Despite being outgunned and outnumbered, they held clear mission focus: restore Polish independence and dignity. For 63 days, they fought with incredible courage because their why was crystal clear. Even in defeat, their mission inspired resistant movements worldwide and kept the spirit of Polish independence alive. The U.S. Atomic Energy Commission was created on August 1st, 1946, with a clear dual mission: promote peaceful uses of atomic energy while maintaining national security. This clarity helped guide decisions about nuclear policy for decades, showing how institutional mission statements shape long-term strategy. Now we go to something that's not military. While not military, MTV's launch on August 1st, 1981, holy cow, with their clear mission to bring music television to young people, revolutionized media. Their mission clarity helped them make consistent programming decisions and build a culture movement. And I remember watching MTV. And it wasn't about cribs. It wasn't about, shows, reality shows or anything. It was actually music videos. You could just tune to it and start watching music videos. So it's now time for a reflection break. Think about a time when you're a part of something with crystal clear mission focus: a military unit, sports team, work project, family goal. How did that clarity affect your decisions, your energy, and your results? Now consider what would change in your life if you had that same level of mission clarity about your personal direction. That pattern across history is clear. People and organizations with defined missions outperform those without them, especially under pressure. Mission clarity doesn't guarantee success, but it guarantees you'll fail and succeed for reasons that matter to you. And we'll be right back. welcome back. Now we're moving on to salute to the load bearers, those who live by their values. Today's salute goes to everyone who lives by a clear mission, even when it's hard. To the veteran who turned their military leadership skills into coaching youth sports, staying true to their mission of developing others. To the parent who works multiple jobs, not just to pay bills, but to model work ethic and sacrifice for their children. To the teacher who stays late to help struggling students because their mission is unlocking potential, not just delivering curriculum. To the first responder who chose service over salary because their mission is protecting and serving the community. To the entrepreneur who builds their business around their values, even when it would be easier to cut corners. To the spouse who supports their partner's dreams while pursuing their own, understanding that individual missions can strengthen relationships. Living by your mission isn't always convenient or profitable, but it's what transforms a job into a calling, a routine and purpose, and a life into legacy. If you're someone who makes decisions based on your values rather than just your circumstances, this salute is for you. Your consistency gives others permission to live with purpose too. Tag someone who lives their mission daily. They probably don't realize how much their example matters. So, how champions define their why. Greatest athletes and military leaders all have one thing in common: crystal clear mission focus. Michael Jordan wasn't trying to win games. His mission was to be the best version of himself and inspire excellence in others. That mission guided his training, his leadership style, and his business decisions long after basketball. Pat Tillman left an NFL career, yes he did, to serve in the Army Rangers because his personal mission was bigger than football. Amen. His mission of service and sacrifice inspired a generation of athletes to think beyond their sport. And yet they still nailed at the flag. Serena Williams defined her mission as changing what was possible for women in tennis and beyond. That mission sustained her through injuries, setbacks, and criticism because it was bigger than any single match or tournament. Admiral William McRaven built his leadership philosophy around the mission of developing others to exceed their own expectations. Whether leading SEAL teams or university students, his core mission remained consistent. Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality wasn't just about basketball. It was a mission to pursue excellence in everything, which he applied to business, storytelling, and parenting after retirement. Rest in peace. General James Mattis, centered his leadership around the mission of taking care of his Marines while accomplishing the mission. This clarity guided his decisions from platoon leader to Secretary of Defense. The pattern is clear. Champions don't just set goals, they define their fundamental reason for competing. The mission becomes their filter for every decision, their fuel during difficult times, and their legacy after they're done. So, here's a little exercise. Think about someone you admire, athlete, leader, or a person in your life. What missions do you think drives them? How does that mission show up in their daily choices and long-term decisions? It's time for your hack of the day. This mission statement workshop. Here's your step-by-step process for building a mission statement that actually works. So step 1, values inventory. List your top 5 cores, the principles that define you, who you are at your best. Examples are integrity, growth, service, family, excellence, justice, creativity, and faith. Step 2, your impact assessment. Think about times you felt most alive and fulfilled. What were you doing? Who were you serving? What impact were you making? Look for patterns. Step 3, strength analysis. What are you naturally good at? What do people come to you for? How do your unique abilities create value for others? Step 4, legacy questions. Imagine you're 90 years old, looking back on your life. What would you want people to say about how you lived? What difference would you want to have made? And then step 5, draft your statement. Using this formula, I exist to, action verb, who you serve, by, how you do it, so that, impact you make. So the inserts you have is action verb, who you serve, how you do it, and impact you make. I exist to blank, blank, by blank, so that blank. So some examples are, I exist to develop potential in others by teaching and mentoring so they can achieve more than they thought possible. Or, I exist to protect and serve my community by maintaining readiness and integrity so that others can live safely and freely. And the last one is, I exist to create stability for my family by working with excellence and love so that they can pursue their own dreams. So, 2 more steps. Step 6 is test your statement. Ask yourself, does this inspire me? Does it guide difficult decisions? Can I live this in different contexts? Is it specific enough to be meaningful but broad enough to last? And then the last step is refine and commit. Adjusting the wording until it feels authentic and powerful. Write it somewhere you'll see it daily. Share it with someone who will hold you accountable to living it. So, this week, use your mission statement to make one decision. When you face a choice, ask, which option better aligns with my mission? Notice how clarity changes your decision-making process. Now we're moving on. Tech book and podcast recommendations. So, here's some apps for mission clarity. There is the Day One Journal. It's a daily reflection on living your mission. Strides. It's a goal tracking aligned with mission focus. Headspace. It's meditation for clarity and purpose. And guess what we don't have today? Calm. Instead, we have Forest. Focus time for mission critical activities. So, again, all these books and links and everything will be at the show notes and Spotify. So, books. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, The Psychology of Purpose Through Suffering. Start with Why by Simon Sinek, Finding Your Fundamental Motivation. The Purpose-Driven Life, which I've actually read, by Rick Warren, Spiritual Approach to Life Mission, very good book. Designing Your Life by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans, Engineering Approach to Life Design. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, Mission-Centered Living. And Legacy by James Kerr, How the All Blacks Define Their Mission and Culture. I think the All Blacks is the rugby team. Some podcasts you can find is the Tim Ferriss Show, On Purpose with Jay Shetty, The Life Coach, School Podcasts, Born the Battle, and The Art of Manliness. If you're in the military still listening, some resources there is Military One Source, and even if you're a veteran, VA Vocational Rehabilitation, Team Red, White, and Blue, and The Mission Continues. Some family resources are focused on the family, Smart Money, Smart Kids, and the Gottman Institute. So, if you have any other resources, please share them and I'll include them in the podcast. So, last episode brain teaser was, what gets wetter the more it dries? Did you overthink it, or did you simply say it's a towel? Because the more it dries other things, the wetter it becomes. So, the next challenge is, what has many keys but can't open a single lock? If you've listened to the podcast, you already know that answer. If not, good luck. Think about your work. Think about this as you work on your mission statement this week. Sometimes the tools we need are right in front of us, but we're looking for the wrong kind of solution. You can always put your guess in the comments or DM me. I'll feature creative answers and give shout-outs next episode. I didn't see any, so we're getting there though, right? I hope. So, mission debrief. A clear mission statement isn't just inspiration, it's navigation. When you know why you exist, every decision becomes clear, every setback becomes temporary, and every day becomes meaningful. So your action items this week is complete the mission statement workshop. Don't skip steps, do the work. Share your draft mission statement with someone you trust for feedback. Use your mission statement to make one real decision this week. And then connect with the Load Bearing Dad community at deemedfit.co. Deemedfit.co. I don't know why I put it in there. Yeah, go spend money. That's how no, you don't have to do that. I do have Facebook. I do have YouTube, Twitter. No, I don't have Twitter. Instagram. That other one that I'm posting to. Oh my gosh, why can't I? TikTok. And I have an email, loadbearingdad@gmail.com. So, I hope you have a great weekend. Our next mission for Monday is living your values under pressure. How to stay true to your mission when life gets hard. We'll dive into practical strategies for maintaining your mission focus during crisis, conflict, and chaos. Your final challenge is your mission statement should fit on an index card and in your heart. If it's too long to remember or too complicated to apply, keep refining it. The best mission statements are simple enough to guide split-second decisions and powerful enough to sustain through years of challenge. Remember, goals tell you what to do, missions tell you why to do it. And that's why is what gets you through the how. That was a tongue twister. And why is what gets you through the how. Subscribe, share with someone searching for the next chapter. And remember, this is Load Bearing Dad. You don't have to figure out your whole life. We're missing the rest of the script. Hold on. We'll end this in just a second. Oh, there it is. Start over. Subscribe, share with someone searching for the next chapter. And remember, you don't have to figure out your whole life, just your next right step guided by your true north. This is Load Bearing Dad. Find your mission, live your values, and keep carrying what matters most.